started this one on the 19th of November, and it was one of those ones where I thought I was never going to finish. You can probably see that it's painted on linen, of an experiment with interacting with different materials. So I started off with paint and then I've picked out details with my pens. So you could say it looks a little bit like a face overall, with the mouth wide open, hair sticking out on end, but actually that in the centre looks more like the yoni symbolism again. And then there's two figures stood on top. Just a close up in case you weren't sure. It looks like there's almost like spiritual energy and maybe a bird or something coming around the outside of that would be the vaginal walls. And then there's another bird right at what would be the neck of the cervix. The intention behind this one was about the tribe of Judah from the Bible and this idea of the Davidic bloodline, which might explain why one of these beings looks a bit like a lion man. The other one looks a bit like a tiger that's been nailed to a post. I'm not quite sure what that lion's about to do, but it's very fertile again, if you get my drift. In the top right of the image is almost like a little ethereal bird looking on. To the left of the happy couple, there's this white, wispy, spiritual figure, female, holding like what looks like something glowing, maybe a lamp, which has actually got spiritual figures emanating off the top of it, maybe angels. So one side of that yoni symbol is what looks a bit like a dolphin atop a bird, but actually if you zoom out, the whole thing looks like a big bird. Idea of everything being made up, lots of individual things and then making one greater thing as well. And then on the left hand side, this other sort of fiery bird, but with legs. Looks like she's blowing smoke out of her mouth a little bit. The sort of idea of them two joining in the middle and then these two, like lion and tiger, whatever it is on top, makes me think of like two branches perhaps of that same line. Bottom right are these tall, watery type creatures. Not even sure what I would call them. And there's several more of the same over on the left-hand side, all looking towards that left-hand side, funnily enough. But then furthest left is what looks a bit like a penguin, and that's the only one that's looking towards the right-hand side. Overall, the shape reminds me a little bit of that Coma Berenice constellation I've mentioned before, between Leo and Boots, which relates to Queen Berenice II of Egypt, who sacrificed her long hair as a votive offering. As I've alluded to before, I also wonder if that's symbolic. This is just me and my crazy imaginative brain. But was it about an heir to the throne as well? Who knows? It's an interesting piece of art regardless. I'd definitely like to get this one framed to put on the wall. I'm going to need some more walls. Thanks for listening and please like and subscribe.